Hey everyone, welcome back to Form and Function, the place where we break down the world around us business, culture, psychology, all of it, with a mix of real talk and deep dives. I'm your host, Samita, and today we're tapping into a topic that literally affects every part of your life, whether you realize it or not branding. Let me ask you a quick question. Why do we trust a Starbucks coffee over a random cafe next door, even if it costs double? Why do some people rock Nike head to toe while others would rather fight than wear anything other than Adidas? It's not just style, it's psychology. And today, we're talking about why we buy what we buy. Not because of logic, but because of what a brand makes us feel. First things first, what actually is a brand? A lot of people think branding is just a logo. Oh, Nike has the swoosh, Apple has the apple. That's their brand. But nah, a brand is the emotional fingerprint of a company. It's the entire vibe, the story, the feeling you get when you interact with it. Jeff Bezos, the Amazon guy, once said, "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." It's reputation, it's identity, it's the invisible force that turns a product into an experience. And here's the twist. Your favorite brands didn't get here by accident. There's psychology baked into every single color, font, slogan, and the ad they push out. Let's take it deeper. Humans are tribal by nature. Since ancient times, we've always wanted to be a part of something, a group, a culture, a movement. That hasn't changed. Now, we use brands to do that. Think of Supreme. It's not just a clothing label, it's a statement. It says, you know streetwear culture. You're in the loop. You don't mind camping outside for a drop or spending $400 on a hoodie that cost $30 to make. Same with Apple. When you walk around with a MacBook, it's not just a laptop. It's a sign that you're creative, minimal, modern. You belong to the clean aesthetic squad. Branding taps into your identity, and when a brand makes you feel like you belong, you're hooked. Let's nerd out for a second on psychological triggers, because branding doesn't just target your mind, it targets your senses. Like color, like let's do color psychology. Red. When you look at red, you think urgency, appetite, energy, like McDonald's, Coca-Cola. Blue, trust, stability. Facebook, PayPal. Black, luxury, exclusivity. Like Chanel, Prada, oh, even Tesla. Ever wonder why fast food chains are almost always red and yellow? Because red equals hunger and yellow equals speed. McDonald's wants you to come in, eat, and go. Boom, it's literally wired into your brain. Brands use sonic branding too. Think about it. The Netflix dun 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 sound, like when you open it, or the iPhone startup chime, or like the Intel Inside sound logo. Those little jingles, they're designed to stay in your head and to build emotional associations. They build memory. Even smell is one of a big factors into this. Walking to an Abercrombie store, that scent, it's not random. Hotels, stores, even some car brands use scent branding to create familiarity and comfort. It's all a strategy that makes you trust, remember, and buy. Here's a myth that needs to go. People buy based on facts and logic. Nah, people buy based on emotion. They use logic to justify it afterward. You didn't buy those Doc Martens because they were well structured. You bought them because they made you feel bold, edgy, and confident. And Apple isn't killing it because they list technical specs. They show you a lifestyle. Branding sells a dream, not a product. So the next time you're about to buy something, ask yourself, do I want this or do I want what it represents? Okay, real talk. Let's flip the script. If you're a content creator, entrepreneur, artist, you're building a brand whether you mean to or not. Your Instagram, your YouTube, your small business, everything you post is a part of your brand narrative. So here's what actually matters. Clarity. Know what you stand for. Are you about self-love, hustle, sustainability? Don't try to be everything. Be something. 2, consistency. Repetition builds recognition. Your colors, fonts, tone, captions, it should all feel like the same person is talking every time. 3. Community. Let people feel part of your brand. Ask them questions, use their content, celebrate your audience. People support what they help build. You don't need fancy branding tools or a marketing degree. You need authenticity and emotional connection. Let's look at a few real-world examples. Duolingo. Duolingo is not just a language app. They've turned their green owl mascot into like a chaotic icon on TikTok. The brand talks like us. They meme, they roast, they're human. Let's look at Glossier. They make skincare feel like a community event. Their slogan, skin first, makeup second. They sold a vibe, soft, minimal, self-care, chic. Patagonia, their brand isn't about clothes. It's about protecting the planet. People buy from them because it aligns with their values. These brands win because they're not just selling products, they're selling meaning. So, the next time you're scrolling through TikTok or walking through the mall, just know you're surrounded by brands all competing for your emotions, your loyalty, and your attention. And if you're building something, whether it's your clothing line, a YouTube channel, a startup, or just your online presence, ask yourself, what do I want people to feel when they see my brand? What story am I telling? What tribe am I inviting them into? Branding isn't just for big corporations anymore. In 2025, everyone has a brand. The question is, what's yours going to be? Thanks for hanging out with me today on Form and Function. If this episode got your gears turning, share it with your friends, share it with your family. Catch you next time. And remember, your brand is your story. Make it one worth following.